Welcome everyone to another episode of Quiz the Music Man. I'm Tony Underwood. I am the Music Man. And we're here on a fine, this is a Monday, Central Florida afternoon. And I don't know if you might hear the rain. It's really raining outside. I rode my motorcycle to work and I got here before the rain hit. So I don't mind riding in the rain. It's actually kind of nice. You know, when you were a kid, you played in the rain. So it's cool with me. But it's nicer to ride on the way home in the rain than on the way to work because then you're here all wet. So anyway, I'm doing really well, and we are going to talk about some cool things today. Let me get myself situated here, what we're going to talk about. Here we go. So what do? I'm a musician. I write, record, and market my own music. Tony Underwood. I'm all over the place. Just search for it anywhere. And all the social media, Spotify, you name it. I also own a music school, the Underwood School. We teach music of all kinds: voice, piano, guitar, drums, ukulele, banjo, bass, violin, viola. Did I miss anything? All kind of band instruments as well. So pretty much everything. There are a few obscure instruments that we don't teach just because, for one, they're mighty difficult. So very few people take them up. And when they do, they're usually around college age, and they need to go take from the college that they're going to go to. So, but anyway, I've been involved in music all my life. Since grade school, I used to lead singing. Back in the olden times, in your grade schools, you would have singing before class started. I would lead that, and I've been through band, college, music major, played in bands and sang and performed, and went back and finished my music degree at Rollins College in Winter Park, Florida, and got into teaching a little more, and in between that I was in church music and the arts. So I've kind of been all around, and I get lots of questions. So I thought I'd do, in addition to all the other things I'm doing, a little podcast here, and just talk about whatever people want to hear about. And if nobody wants to hear about anything, I'll just pick some stuff. So today, I get asked a lot, how can I be successful learning music? And I get asked, a lot of people want to be musicians as a profession, and it's a wonderful profession. That's a whole nother podcast. But we're going to start off. I like to talk about people in the industry, so let me give you a few names. I will post these links. These links are for people that might be thinking about making music their profession, or maybe you are. Maybe you've been writing and recording songs or beats and trying to sell them on your own. These are some resources that will really help you. And the first one is, his name is Andrew Southworth. He has a YouTube channel. He's a musician as well. I'll post that link. There's Rick Barker. He's on YouTube. He was Taylor Swift's first manager. He has programs to help you, even if you're just thinking about marketing your music or have been marketing your music for a long time. A lot of people out there, you don't realize musicians have had a recording contract at some point, and they were dropped or they quit, because for every one that makes it, hundreds don't make it. In fact, usually a big label might have 200 artists in a year, and maybe 2 make it. So they, those other people were the same. There was a person that got accepted the same time Beyonce did, and for whatever reason, it's not always talent or you're not good enough. It's just, it's just the way the world works, and they didn't make it. And a lot of them have went back and started their own career independently. So you don't know about them. Their fans know about them. And some of these people I'm giving you talk about those people and talk to them. Another one is Damian Keyes, Keys. He's on YouTube. Ivey, he's all over YouTube and Instagram. And the Brandman Network. Brandman Network. So I'm going to give you a couple independent artist names that you can kind of research and see what they're doing. And you can also find where YouTube or some of these other people I gave you have talked to them or about them, and find out what they're doing. The first one is Dawn Breyer. She's a country artist. She's on Facebook, so if you want to just look up her, it's called The Real Nashville, DAWN, I think it's BEYER, it's on Facebook. Type in The Real Nashville and Dawn Breyer, and you'll get her. She started one day just doing Facebook Lives, and she's built up a 6-figure career just with that. Ryan Leslie, he was a well-known rap artist and had a contract, and then a lot of people think he fell off the face of the earth, but really he does his own music, and he invented a format called superphone, where it's kind of like, you know, an email or it's usually email messaging service you can do different things with like if you have a huge audience. He does that with your telephone with texting. It's kind of interesting. Ryan Leslie, RYANLESLIE. I'll put all these links in the bottom. This one's different. It's at Young Lex, but it's at Young, YOUNG, and then Lex, he spells it L, a 3, and then X. He's on YouTube and Spotify. And then another one is at Tom Dupree III. TOMDUPREE the third, 3 I's. He's on YouTube. All of these people I told you about have made great careers as an independent musician, which means they don't have a record company, they don't have a manager, they do everything themselves, they do their own marketing. It's usually Facebook and Instagram ads or Google ads or YouTube ads. And they do other things to get people to listen to them on Spotify, to come to their website, to buy merchandise, and they make a very nice living. Some of these people make a lot more money than us, easy. So there is an opportunity for you if you're interested. So I suggest if you want to do this as a profession, you look at these people. I especially would recommend for somebody just starting to go to Rick Barker, because he has programs for just the very beginner, and he actually just has a lot of videos you can watch for free on YouTube and things and get some ideas. But any of these people I named will be fine. YouTube some of these independent artists, and you'll find out what it's about. I'll talk a little more about the music business a little later on, but I wanted to get that information to you. So now let's move on to just taking lessons, and let's get down to the crux of this. What holds us back from taking lessons? Well, let me tell you the real honest stuff about music. The first thing you do is you have to ask yourself, why do you want to learn music? Why do you want to learn to play guitar, to sing, to play the piano? Because I'm going to tell you, music is not easy. It simply is not easy. It's difficult to master. It's physically, you got a lot of physical stuff you've never done before. It's awkward. There's a strange notation, strange way to read it. You have to use your muscles in different ways and learn a technique. A technique is something you physically do, so you have to be really good at it. And I'll be honest, you just don't sound good at first. Especially someone who teaches, you can tell someone just started. Now, if you apply yourself within 6 months to a year, you can sound very good. Most people don't really apply themselves. They don't take advantage of what they have. So they don't sound very good at first. There's so many variations and niches in music that it's hard to find something you like to do. You get lost in it. And I'll be honest, it takes years to master. Let me say that again. It takes years to master. You will not be a super guitarist in a year. Now, I say that there are people that will, but some people climb Mount Everest and all that. 90% of the people, it's tough. I was in that. It took me a long time to do what I'm doing. It's just how it is. Some people take to it, some don't. So let's talk about the good things. The good thing is you accomplish something that's challenging. With music, you get more than you give. You learn and experience it for your entire life, so you don't have to stop. You can play when you're sick or infirm. Once you learn your stuff, you can practice. You meet all types of great people and you have an instant kinship with them. And the differences seem to fall away. You can take it wherever you want to. I recommend everybody get a little ukulele. I'm showing it to the people that are on the video. Looks like a tiny little guitar. A little out of tune, but you can take this little guy anywhere with you on a plane, hold it in your lap, take it to the beach, learn music really good about it. So you can take it anywhere you want to. You have unlimited income potential. I'm going to say that again. You have unlimited income potential. Everybody talks about, Uncle John who played the drums in his room. Well, he wasn't a musician. That's like somebody who reads a book on brain surgery. He's not a brain surgeon. And, I've heard that there are some technical salesmen that actually perform surgery. So it's possible to make the cuts or do those things. It doesn't make you a surgeon. But you can have unlimited income in this career. Unlimited fun factor. This is the funnest thing, Mike. Sometimes when I ask my student, how you doing? They tell me, well, how are you doing? I'm like, well, I don't know how much better it could get. I ride my motorcycle back and forth to work. I get to play music and teach people music. I love music. I make it. I sell it. I perform it. I talk about it. It's just fantastic, and it's unlimited fun factor. And you have to ask yourself, if you're in a room where there's some musicians performing, let's say you're in a little area, there's about 20 people and the little band is playing and the people are listening and watching. And who do you want to be in that room? You want to be the musician, the performer, the instrumentalist, the backup singer. Maybe you just want to be near music. Maybe you want to be the ticket salesperson, organizer, events planner. Maybe you want to be the roadie, setting up and tearing down and greeting people and meeting people and passing out stuff. Maybe you want to be the musician's accountant or a lawyer or manager or friend. So there's a lot of stuff you can be involved with in music, and a lot of times people that are also musicians, and it's just a furtherance of what they love, of what they were doing. Okay, so now let's get to the nitty-gritty. What is it that holds us back? Well, I'm going to put it to you as nicely as I can, but I don't try to be so nice anymore. I try to be fair and honest and do that in a nice way, and a supportive way, and a progressive way. But all you got to do is look in the mirror, and you're holding yourself back. Now, I know that doesn't go for everybody, because I understand, and I have had, and I've seen people that are challenged by things they simply cannot overcome, and it does stop them. I was part of an organization that was a caring, nurturing organization, right? And one of their claims to fame was, well, look, when you join us, everybody here always has a job. They're always this or always that. And about the second time I heard that, I went up to the leader and I said, you really can't say that. I said, that's not a true statement. Like, what are you talking about? Everybody around here, Tom, he's got a great job, and, John has a great family, and, Jim's always coming in and helping out and enjoying himself, and so-and-so is this and so-and-so is that. I said, well, here's the problem. When you have a group of people and something happens to somebody that they can't overcome, they're no longer a member of our organization, for whatever reason, because maybe they, and I gave them an example of a man who had broke his leg, and he was out of work for a long time, and his medical bills got too big. His great insurance company dropped him, so I had no insurance. And these are $100,000 bills. He ain't going to be able to pay that. He was a working man. But then he was out of work, so his job kicked him out. And then because he wasn't working, the whole family didn't have insurance. And because he couldn't pay his insurance premiums for his house, he lost his house, and they became homeless. And he had to split the kids up, and he went on the street. He got into alcoholism because he had his leg was so painful. He was addicted to drugs, but he got off of that, but he was an alcoholic because his life was ruined. And he lived on the streets or with some of his relatives once in a while. And I brought him up to the leader of the group. And I said, that's your, that's why you can't say that, because when somebody doesn't come up to our standards, we just get rid of them. So our group doesn't necessarily make everybody positive. We just make sure we only keep the positive people in. So I say that story not to offend anybody, but to tell you I understand that if you come up with a problem so big, no amount of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps or whatever is going to help you, okay? So I understand that. But what I'll say for most of us, if there's not something inherently keeping us from life, we're holding ourselves back when it comes to accomplishing anything. And then the number one thing I see for the students, underage students, and this is a horrible thing to say, and I don't mean it in a wrong way, but it is the parents, because the parents kind of set up the parents kind of rule because they set the world up for the child. And I've had parents come in and I talk to them about the importance of that their commitment is to make sure the child's here for their lessons and that their child has, eaten, has had time to study during the week, is in a good state of mind. I've had them been screaming, man, the car windows just bulging out from the screams and yelling, and then the little kid walks in a daze or in tears. There's not much we can do about that. And just their attitude in general. Oh, she's so good at art. She draws beautifully. She's like Rembrandt, but I don't want her to do that. I want to be a nurse because she's not going to make any money at that. And, I lament having a lot of medical people in my family, of all the nurses out of work or quitting, or what if you're a nurse in this COVID situation? And you don't have to be a millionaire artist, but the starving artist, that's really just not really something that's a sensible thing, because if you apply yourself and learn to monetize yourself and actually do things, you can make it. But let's get back to just taking lessons. Because you see, I always have heard that it was three things: money, time, and logistics. I don't have the money for it. I don't have the time that same day each week to go. And getting back and forth is too much. So over this COVID, I became the genie of the lamp, and I granted the three wishes everyone asks for. I gave some open lessons put them on Facebook Live. I told people they could tune in and let me know the days of the week they can be available, and I'll set one or two during that time for a group. It's free. I told them if they needed privates to message me, and I would set something up privately for them where they could just go on their Zoom. We could do a lesson. No, doesn't cost them nothing. I'll set it up at their time, and you don't have to come here. You just turn your phone on wherever you are. And after 3 months, I got 0 people wanting to do that. 0. Now, I understand, maybe you think, well, I'm not much of an instructor. And that could be. Let me share with you, when I taught full-time, I opened up my entire schedule, and I had over 60 students in a month. Let me tell you, seeing 60 students each week, that is ridiculous. Very few people can do that. Very few professionals can do that. I did it for a little while. I can't do it for too long. Now that I have other instructors, I don't teach much, but anytime I open up some time, I immediately fill those students. And so I'm not saying I'm a great instructor, but I'm saying I can teach. And, for this, people to say the 3 things holding me back, and then I just take those off the table. Because you see, people don't don't base their decisions on logic. They'll use logic to support their decision. But when it comes down to it, they don't. So what does all this mean? I would say, ask yourself why you're taking lessons and project into the future. Let's say in a year you could play. I would say, within 1 year, I want to be able to, what? I want to be able to perform at open mics anytime I feel like it. Go perform a couple songs. Or I want to be able to play at a club or a sports bar or a restaurant on a weekly basis for an hour or two. Or I want to be in school in a college studying this instrument. Or I want to have recorded my first single. Or I want to be able to play for my family. I want to play holiday songs or some popular songs for somebody's birthday. Or I want to be able to get out my guitar and sing a love song to that special person. And then work backwards. Say, what is it going to take to do that? What do I need to do in that year before? What do I need to have done the 11th month, the 10th, the 9th, the 8th, so forth? And then do it. Listen, do your due diligence. How do you know you should take lessons at a place? Go to different places. Some offer free trial lessons. We don't. You have to pay because my instructors are worth that. And if you don't pay, you do pay. Eventually you pay somehow. But go take the free one. Go pay for a few. Spend $100 or so. I would say spend as much money as you make on one of your monthly car payments or boat payments or something. Or credit card payments that you bought jewelry with and stuff like that. One monthly payment, spend that. And then when you think about them, you and your student say, there's only one place I want to be, go there. I tell people to do that, and if it's not us, don't go here, because we want you to be happy. We want you to feel like you're involved, like you're a part of it. And this is all I do. It's not a part-time thing for me, so I don't want people here that are upset over something. I always know, and you can tell this if you don't really like something, if you start to do this. I get these every once in a while, once every 2 years, I get this long email, and it always starts with, boy, I want to tell you what's wrong with your place. And they always end with, and the lobby's filthy and the bathroom's disgusting. So I don't read them anymore. Because my philosophy is if there's something wrong, you need to come to me right then. You should never have two things that you don't like, ever. Because when you get to the first one, you need to do something about it. Email me and say, I want to say I have a problem with X, that's all. I noticed your bathroom is dirty. And listen, I know my bathroom's dirty. I clean it. I go in there and scrub the toilet. And an hour later, you go in there, it looks like a bomb went off. That's just life. People spit gum over the place and they pour their drinks and all this stuff. And if you see something, just tell them, oh, that's dirty. Because I'll guarantee you, I don't care if you're in a surgical hospital room, I'll come find the dirt. And believe me, your house too, I'll do an impromptu visit and we'll see how your house holds up. But you get those, and that's a person that just isn't happy. And if you're not happy, don't go there. So if you're ever going to write these long letters to somebody, tell them, just say, I'm just not happy here. I'm gone. Go to a place that you're happy. So what does all this mean? Well, I've looked at all this. So what I'm going to do is I'm coming up with a 12-week video and actually live. I'll do some live Zooms, counseling sessions for learning an instrument. We're going to do voice, guitar, and piano to start with. It's going to be probably under $100 for the whole package. You'll be able to do it in 6 to 8 weeks, but give yourself 12. There's 12 sessions. There'll be at least 12 videos. There's 12 packets of information. And then I'll do 12 meetings where you can, at least 12. I might do more depending on how many people need help answering questions. Because if you send in a question, see, and 50 of you have the same question, I'll have you all on that Zoom and another question on another. and then the rest of the time I can answer questions. So this package, we'll have it out here. I'm hoping to have it out by the first of the year. And you'll be able to buy it online. I'll give you some links to buy some very inexpensive instruments, around $100. And then a couple little accessories. So for under probably $250 total, you can have a 12-week session. And I'm going to show you what the results are going to be. I'm going to show you that that's the result, because if you go through the 12 sessions, and I'm having you record your practice sessions, your weekly practice sessions, you're going to record the videos. And if you will do at least 3 half-hour or 1.5-hour session a week and record it, and you get to the end of 12 weeks and you can't do the things that I told you you would be able to do, then you let me know and we'll talk about it. Because if you have that little bit of time, and see, the beauty is if you have to go on vacation for 3 weeks, just go on vacation and then come back and pick up the plan. And I'll have the calls running all the time. I'll probably always have the open Zoom calls. And as I add more things to that, I'll add my students that come in here as well. So you can live anywhere in the world. I don't know about the world, because I'm not sure about how all that stuff works. But if the money's the same and all that, then you can do it. And we can get you learning an instrument. After 12 weeks, you'll be able to do some basic things that people will know you've learned the guitar or the piano or voice. And then if you want to continue on, I'll have new packets coming on after that. So anyway, there's our podcast for today. And let me know what you think about it. I'm trying to get some different cameras and lighting set up in backgrounds to make it a little more professional, because I haven't been vlogging. I've just been blogging. And also the blog. I might start actually editing this. I'm just doing this on the fly because I'm a newbie. But I hope you get what I'm trying to say. I hope you will be involved in that. I hope you will get yourself some lessons, take care of yourself in this pandemic. And if you want to get in on this new packet of lessons coming up, send me a message. You can always go on my Facebook page, which is the Underwood School on Facebook, or my music page, Tony Underwood Music, and tell me you heard the podcast and I'm interested in getting in on this new lesson. And it's going to be a complete lesson from A to Z, and plus I'll do videos to show you, and then I'll do live Zoom calls. So if you have I've had it where somebody has shown me something, I've seen them do it, I've watched the video, I've tried it, just wasn't right. And I got to the person live and they were able to say, oh no, just turn your arm, whatever, hold your mouth like this, all that stuff, hold your tongue and get that going. I know that's silly, but you'd be amazed. One little alteration makes the whole deal. And so we'll have everything there, and it'll be a fun, enjoyable thing. It's there for you always. You'll have a lot of material to go back for. And nothing different. There's 1,000 courses out there. This will just have kind of my stamp, having been doing this for 30 years and teaching and performing, and now I'm back writing my own music, and I do that all in my one studio, so I'm always here. When you come in, there's no front counter help. I'm it. You talk to the owner, and a lot of people don't like that, but that's how it is. So anyway, thank you for your time. Please let me know what you think. I don't care about bad stuff too. I want to hear the bad stuff because I want to fix things that are bad and make them better. And you can be wrong too. You might think something's bad and it's not, but I do appreciate your comments, and let me know what's going on in your life. And let me know what you've been doing musically, or what you've heard, or new things or questions you might have. So until next time, this is Tony Underwood, the Music Man, on the Quiz the Music Man podcast. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.